So few things have seen a more stunning drop during the pandemic than Northstar Rail. Ridership on the Minneapolis to Big Lake line is down 96%.
And it raises the question, do you mothball Northstar or wait to see if riders return to the rails? Political reporter Theo Keith explains.
Is Northstar approaching the end of the line? Ridership has plunged 96% during the pandemic, from roughly 60,000 a month pre-COVID to 2,000 a month since. Waiting for the train can be a lonely experience. Yet those who still ride give Northstar high marks.
I don't want them to stop the train because I really enjoy riding it.
Many ride to save on gas or downtown parking, or because they don't like driving in from Elk River or Big Lake.
I actually drove yesterday. It took me an hour and 10 minutes to get home.
But is that enough to save Northstar? In state budget negotiations, Republicans who control the Minnesota Senate say the line ought to be mothballed. Taxpayers spend about $68 for every one-way ticket. That's 10 times higher than the fare between Big Lake and Minneapolis.
So the question easily arises, is it worthwhile?
Last week, the Met Council chairman revealed he had considered shutting down the line temporarily. But two things stopped him. One, the Fed said a shutdown could not last more than a year. And two, Met Council says because of ongoing contracts and restart costs, a temporary shutdown would save only $1.4 million.
The actual costs were kind of almost a push. I mean, it was pretty close. So that's why we thought during this period of time, we'd reduce the service as much as possible.
Northstar now runs 20 trips a week, down from 72 pre-pandemic. The question is, what will happen after COVID? Will workers return to downtown? And will they ride the train when they do?
We do see traffic coming back to downtown. We're not quite sure what the patterns are.
Northstar was controversial long before the pandemic. It's always had a relatively high taxpayer subsidy, and Republicans have said it's simply not worth it. Meanwhile, Democrats and some of the business community have lobbied for a long-planned extension to St. Cloud, which has a higher population than the current terminus in Big Lake and a larger pool of potential riders. From the Capitol, Theo Keith, Fox 9.